Who do you say I am? That question wasn't just for Peter. It wasn't just for the disciples gathered in ancient Caesarea Philippi. It's for you. Right now. In his first homily, Pope Leo XIV brought this question back into the center of the conversation. He reminded us that faith isn't a label we wear. It's a choice we make, over and over again, in the silence of our thoughts, in the details of our decisions, and in the direction of our lives. When Jesus asked, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" he already knew the answers. Some said he was a prophet, others a teacher, a voice of wisdom. The same kinds of answers we still hear today. People admire him, quote him, even follow his moral guidance. But they stop short of calling him what Peter did. You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. The Pope called this the question that reveals everything, not just who Jesus is, but who we are. Because how you answer it defines the way you live. If Christ is just a teacher, you'll take his words as suggestions. If he's a myth, you'll follow only your own truth. But if he truly is the Son of the living God, then everything must change. That question waits for your answer. Not the one you'd give in church, or say to impress others. The one your life is already giving. Every time you respond to conflict. Every time you face fear. Every time you make a choice when no one is watching. Who is he to you? The Pope didn't ask that question to provoke guilt. He asked it to awaken love. To remind us that faith begins not in doctrine, but in encounter. So before anything else, before fixing, achieving, or understanding, ask yourself honestly, what answer is your life giving today? We live in a world that still talks about Jesus. In his homily, Pope Leo XIV reflected on two kinds of responses people give when asked who Jesus is. The first is the response of the world, polished, intellectual, but distant. Jesus is interesting, thought-provoking, maybe even revolutionary, but nothing more. In this version, Jesus is safe. He doesn't challenge our choices. He doesn't interrupt our plans. He's a figure we admire from afar, just like many did in Caesarea Philippi, a city filled with culture, power, and distraction. The Pope reminded us, admiration is not faith. It's not the same as surrender. Then there's the second group. Ordinary people, full of hope. They followed Jesus. They listened. They saw his miracles. But even they struggled to believe fully. When things got hard, when it stopped being convenient, they walked away. They liked Jesus, but they didn't entrust their lives to him. This too still happens. We admire him until he asks something of us. We follow until faith costs us comfort. Without realizing it, we slip into what the Pope called practical atheism, living as if God doesn't really matter, even when we say we believe. And yet, the Pope's message wasn't one of judgment. It was an invitation to go deeper, to stop standing at a distance, to move from admiration to encounter. Because real faith begins when Jesus is no longer a symbol, but a presence. Not someone we reference, but someone we know. So ask yourself, is Jesus part of your life? Or is he your life? Is he just a voice among many, or is he the foundation under your feet? The Pope wasn't just preaching to cardinals. He was speaking to all of us, inviting each heart to return, not just to religion, but to relationship. It's time to stop watching him from the crowd. It's time to step forward. Belief isn't proven by what we say. It's revealed in how we live. In his homily, Pope Leo XIV made this truth unmistakable. Our faith must move beyond the lips. It must take root in the body, in our habits, in the way we carry both joy and pain. It's easy to say, You are the Christ. But the real question is, do our choices reflect that? If we believe that Jesus is the Son of the living God, then everything is sacred. The way we treat people, the way we spend time, the way we make decisions when no one else sees. Faith stops being a compartment of life and becomes the substance of it. The Pope spoke of this as a journey of transformation. Not a one-time moment, but a continual conversion. A walk that reshapes the soul. And it's not something we do alone. He reminded us that Christ entrusted this path to the Church, not as an institution to obey, but as a living body that walks with us. We are chosen, not because we are worthy, but because we are loved. We are sent, not because we are strong, but because we are willing. And so, your daily life becomes the answer to Jesus' question. When you forgive, you proclaim He is Lord. When you resist bitterness, you proclaim He is alive. When you choose integrity in a dishonest world, you say with your actions, You are the Christ. This is not about being perfect. It's about being rooted, grounded in a truth that doesn't change with the winds of culture or emotion. It's about letting Jesus be more than a belief, letting Him become your reason, your center, your strength. So if you've been drifting, distracted, or discouraged, hear this call again. Who do you say He is? And what would it look like to live like you mean it? If this message spoke to your heart, subscribe to the channel and stay connected to more words of faith and light inspired by Pope Leo XIV.